really neat feature in the Floriani software is the ability to work with changing colors utilizing the color play feature. The color play feature makes it really simple to take any design and totally refresh it by giving it different colors that you might not even have thought of using. So you can see that I have this design on my screen, and you can see that it has a number of different colors utilized in it. And if I want to just kind of play around with colors, get an idea of maybe a different sequence I might want to use, I can come up here to color play icon and click on it. And when I select it, you'll notice that it's going to display in this window the design that I have. And currently it's not in 3D view. I can click the 3D view box to show it in 3D, but I'm going to go ahead and keep that deselected. Now, in working with color play, there's a number of different effects that you can apply to it. So let's go ahead and just take a look at what we have going on here. So first of all, you have effects up here where you can lighten, darken, tint, randomize, or choose a theme for the color play. Then you have a history where you can step forward or back, which is very nice as well. And then you have the affected colors. Now, by affected colors, it means these are the colors that are currently being used in the design. So if you look at this 451, K33, 601, 6017, if I come over here to my sequence view in the bottom right, you'll see I have 451, K33, 601, 6017. It's showing me all the colors that are in the design. Now, so if I want to play around with this, we will do that inside of the effects here. If we really want to change the look and feel of it. But before I do, we also have the reset button. That'll take it back to the original. So anytime, if you don't like what results you're getting, you can click reset and it takes you back. If you hit OK, it will actually apply whatever colors to the design and exit this window, or you can hit cancel to exit the window and it won't make any changes. So let's go ahead and dive into this. So first of all, let's just take a look at lighten. If I click on lighten, notice that the design now, all the colors are similar colors, but they're lighter in their shade. So if I hit step backwards, notice that the blues, the purple, this pink, notice how they become lighter versions of that color. And if I keep going, it keeps getting lighter and lighter for each one. So if you're wanting to take a design and make it more like pastel colors, you might want to work with this lighten. If you load a design and it is all kind of pastel-y colors, maybe what you want to do is darken it. Let's go ahead and click darken, and you'll notice that it's going to put a darker shade for each of those colors. So you get an idea of how that works. The other thing that we can do, let me go back to reset just because I'm going to click reset, and you can see that we get back to our original state here. If I choose tint, a tint is like throwing a color overlay over the top of everything. Okay, so if I hit tint, I can pick a color. So let's say that I'm wanting to do, this is going to look kind of weird probably, but I'll choose like this orange color here. And when you're working with this palette here, you can choose any one of these colors. You can go from the slider, you can make it lighter, darker. You can just click anywhere inside of this color area, make it a lighter, darker shade. If you want, you can add this as a custom shape or a custom color by clicking this, and it throws it in over here. So like, let's go back to this orange. If I wanted to have a little bit lighter of a shade and I wanted to add that as a custom color, I can throw it in there. You can do that as many times as you want. So right now I have this one selected. I'm going to hit OK and just watch what happens to this design. What happens is everything turns to an orange tint. Okay, and it's in the intensity of the orange is dependent on how intense the color was originally before turning it to an orange. And you can notice over here that there are a number of different oranges being used. You have the 512, 18, 535, 526, and you still have the 900 black. And then one of the things that I wanted to wait to this point to bring to your attention was, if there is 900 black or 800 white, the color play will ignore changing those colors. And the reason is because usually black or white in a design, you want to utilize them. Like that might be for an eyeball, or an eye with an eyeball, stuff like that. What we find is that when it comes to black and white, they usually there's a specific purpose why we use that. So the software automatically ignores changing black and white, just so you know. Just wanted to point that out. Let me go to step backward, and you can see whatever color I choose, it's going to apply a tint to it. And that's how the tint works. And it is based off intensities of colors. Then you have randomize. Now, randomize to me is the funnest to use. And the reason is because it just kind of tweaks things. You're not thinking too much about it. You just click randomize, and you'll notice that it gives you a totally different look here. And if I hit randomize again, it's going to give me a whole different options. And it's just a lot of fun to work with. And remember, you do have step back. There was one that had grays in it, like right there, that I kind of liked a little bit. You can just keep on hitting it as many times as you want, and it's just going to keep changing the colors. And once I find one that I want, I can select OK, and it will bring it in. Let me go ahead and reset this so I get it back to normal. Just wanted to now show you how themes work. So with a theme, if I click on theme, you have these different themes that are inside of the software already. And so you can choose like brown and khakis, gray and greens. If you like pinks, you could choose pinks, dusky purple. That might be interesting. Let's go ahead and select that and hit OK. And you'll notice that it's going to change it to these different shades of like these purples and mauves and stuff like that. Let me go back and reset it, and then we go to theme, and let's try something else like this aqua, and hit OK. You can see it's doing these greenish, bluish colors, and you can just see how themes kind of work. When you get into some of these, like pastels, it's probably not going to change too much because we're already working with some pastel-y type colors. But royalty, and let's go to theme, and we can go to angelic, and you'll notice that it's not changing much. You probably want to reset it between each one because it's kind of going off of whatever was just set. So now if I go to the angelic, it's going to be much different. See how that kind of works? Which I kind of like that. So if I wanted to use this one, I can just press OK. But before I do that, I'm going to reset it, and I want to point something out about this affected colors here. Notice that there's a check box next to each one of these colors. If there's a color that I know that I want to use, or I want it to remain the same. So for instance, if I want this pink and this greenish color to or bluish green remain there, what I can do is uncheck them. And if I look in my color sequence here, that color is K33 and 601. So if I uncheck these two boxes, now if I go to theme, choose gray, let's see here, gray, green, you can notice that it will change the colors of everything but this color here and this one. So that's something that you have the ability to control. Like you can ignore certain colors. And so if you know that you need to keep certain colors same, you can do that. I'm going to go back and reset this. I'm going to go to theme. I'm going to go back down to this angelic and hit OK. And now what I'm going to do is actually load this. So I'm going to press OK, and you'll notice that everything will change in the design. And now I have the design how I chose it by utilizing this color play. Now if I get it to this point and I don't like what I see, I can press undo and get right back to the original. So it's very simple to do. You don't have to worry about messing anything up. You can, once you bring it into the page with the new colors, all you have to do is hit undo once and it will bring it back to normal. So again, color play, very simple, very easy to use. It can be a lot of fun to play with a design, and you can really change the look and feel of designs that you have had for years. It can help freshen them up by giving them a whole new color palette, and that can be a lot of fun to work with. So color play, located right here. When you click the icon, it will load the design, and you just play around, and don't worry, you're not going to break anything. If you don't like what you see, you can always cancel out of it, or if you hit OK and apply something that you don't like, and you hit OK and you get it onto the screen, just hit undo and you'll be right back where you were. So color play, a lot of fun to play with, easy to use. I hope that you utilize this tool.